welcome back to round 2 coverage of the 2023 Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy. We are on stop 2 of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. You're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Good golf in the front 9. Slow start for Nikko, but the other guys are pretty much doing what we expect them to do. The front 9 can be a nice start to your round. You expect to be 3 to 6 under at this point if you're playing pretty well. Might even be able to get to 7 under. We've seen some really hot starts in this front 9 here, but the back 9's got some really tough do or die type shots coming up. Hole 10 is a great start to the back 9, but there's hole 15 out there, there's hole 18 and 17, and there's going to be some wind once these guys get out of the woods after hole 12. Take a look at that leaderboard, and my goodness, look how many players are within a shot. One shot. 12th place for 14 under. I mean, leaders, this is just always how it ends up playing at Waco, but my goodness.
Hole 10, par 4, 591. Beautiful hole, dead straight shot. You want to land. It's going to take a second. These discs are going to fly faster than this.
Here.
Right about here. Yep. And then you do have a kind of a tricky upshot as Waco presents on almost every hole. Well-guarded green. I mean, pretty soft par 4, but if you do get a little too much hyzer, a little heavy to the left, you can go down the hill, and that's what you're going to try to stay away from. So I expect to see stuff drifting from left to right about, yeah?
I think I sub in Calvin to take the shot, to get the birdie to save the world from the alien attack. I'm taking Calvin Heimburg, I think. His power play is distance and straight and low.
Yeah, his ability to keep the driver straight at range, not a lot of people come to mind that can do that as effectively. James Conrad, potentially.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah.
I still have hope with Proctor there, but to save the world, I'm mad at him right now. I'm very mad.
We
trust you. We trusted you with our lives.
You could still do it, but I'm mad.
Nikko, this should be good. Yeah, this thing is staying straight the whole way. I thought that might have had some overstability at the end, but staying in the middle, it's not a ton of distance, but he keeps himself shopping.
If this gets a soft skip, he does. So he has a shot in from there, no problem.
No one's out of range. James is out of range.
I'm so mad.
Yeah. What were we doing?
Say goodbye to your family. And make the hugs and kisses. Look at this. Going for it. Just miss those. He does. That's amazing.
Just brushing bark as it just narrowly misses the one to beat.
That was like a Gannon, but he had to go out to his right.
Wow, that is so close. Cool. Awesome.
Love it. And laying out.
That's what I want for somebody to save the world. He gave it everything.
Sacrifice.
Yes, that is just textbook clinical Nikko Locastro right there. That little berm that you have on the green is going to make that slide down the hill a little bit, but Nikko's still in circle, putting for birdie.
Yep, not a formality from there, though.
Yeah.
I'm still a little nervous for my life.
And that's why we put Calvin in that position.
Go home, aliens. Sorry about your luck. Long trip here, but who knew they would have cared so much about
Proctor's just laying up for
it's a weird
doom.
Yeah, thank you.
Not.
Jeez. Adam Hammis, after laying out, does he get rewarded? He does. What a solid birdie save. Out of position to keeping the round going.
Look, I mean, on his way to trying to go for this title, that's the kind of shot you got to remember. A moment like that, a centimeter off of a tree,
right?
Sacrificing the body, making the putt. Nikko also makes it, but it's that kind of stuff that turns your fortunes in a tournament like this with as many good players as are in these fields.
And Nikko, even though it has been a slow start, 2 under now for the round, if he puts together a solid back 9, he can stay in the mix. Man, Calvin Heimburg, man. It's getting fun to call his name as often as we have lately these past few seasons, but I mean, as he becomes more comfortable with being in that position, I mean, he's showing that he's got it in the open and in the woods.
I mean, how comfortable can you get? He's there every single time.
Yeah.
Lazy boy type status. Hole 11, par 3, 279. Dead straight, sidearm, backhand. Tough little slope. You see a lot of missed putts if you land about 40 feet. Like to wiggle to the left.
Oh, yes. Just got to pick a side, and Calvin does.
There's that left. That's not an easy putt from down there. Not at all. The farther left you go. Sometimes people get over there 20 feet, don't even have a look.
Nikko going the high top of the hill play, but catching the last tree in the way.
Bad kick there. Adam going to try to keep this really straight, and he did not do it.
I think he's trying this. I think he likes to go to the left.
Okay.
Bigger gap with the sidearm, get up to the top.
And
Well,
with that,
it
you don't.
worked out great.
Yeah, you don't have to pick a side of that tree. You just kind of dump a hyzer out there, and it's a scarier putt for sure. But I mean, hey, he's got to look at the basket.
Certainly the advantage of throwing that mid-range, it didn't skip much.
Yep.
You know, to me, I'm thinking, oh, that's probably going to leak out 40 right. He stayed in the circle.
And Nikko, unfortunately, no look at it. Adam does have a look. And you'll see more misses low here than high. That is a very scary putt from 33 feet. Calvin looking to capitalize, and he's a fan of music, but I don't think Calvin likes that band. James, that is the music to his ears as he connects on the only birdie on the card. And if you didn't like that joke,
You might.
you
be
can blame Jomez editor. No, I'm kidding.
I would go as far to say you might be watching the wrong channel.
Yeah.
Like if you can't let your lip curl up in a little smile. I mean,
Yeah. I want to apologize, but I'm just simply not going to. I'm just simply not going to.
No, you're right. And at this point, we all have to stick together, maybe band together and...
Band. Wow. What a
and-
callback.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Hole 12, par 4, 609 feet. Everybody needs to band together for this hole because
Yes, you
this
do.
is a doozer. Left to right off the tee. Sidearm's going to be your play from this card. Maybe Proctor goes backhand. I don't know. We'll see. And then... No, yeah. And then it's just...
Oh, I like this. I like that. It's the good speed. He didn't try to go anything fast. He keeps it in the fairway. He avoids pushing it long, which is just so important. Keeps himself in play. Not a ton of distance, but in the middle is great.
Oh.
Such a technical hole that even from where James is, he's only 320 from the pin. And we'll see how technical that shot is. Not a lot of places like it or shots like it once you land in the fairway.
Calvin, I mean, just hitting that first tree, not bogeying would be insane at this point. It would be a very
Yes.
incredible par save if he's able to do that right now.
Adam's pretty wide, but it does get the
Yep.
finish and a nice roll.
And right there in the middle, he's going to have options. Does he like the backhand anhyzer? Does he want to go forehand to the top of the hill?
Forehand.
Judging by his play, he likes to just put it to that circle's edge, and you can get the forehand to about 40. Really good, you know.
Oh, yeah.
boy.
Bogey.
Dunzo.
Yeah.
Bogey at best now. I mean, he's still out. He's not even to the other player's drives.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
He should be okay from there. 100 feet away, a little obstructed.
And that's how fast it happens. You know, he just missed a putt in the circle off the top. One early tree kick, and
Oh,
it's Waco for you.
ambitious. Trying to get up there through the top, push it up to circle one potentially. But there are some branches waiting for you up high. This needs to miss him.
Oh, wow.
Did that kick across the fairway left?
Yeah, I couldn't quite see it there, but yeah, it looks like he got a pretty brutal hard kick. And fortunate to get through all the stuff there, as Nikko's just also in bogey position. And he's going to have to make a solid putt to save the bogey now. Whereas Adam just going to have this little pitch up and should have a relatively easy par. Easy fours in this one. That's a score you can walk away here with confidence, because you can see how quick that bogey can occur as Calvin and Nikko are about to take some. Oh, well, maybe I spoke too soon. Calvin giving a great effort from nearly 100 feet.
Good putt.
And that's a second solid putt for bogey this round, if you remember hole 2. Not an easy crosswind uphill putt. Certainly a nervy thing to have to do, making a bogey putt from circle's edge.
Yeah, one of the tougher putts, that's for sure. If you're taking bogeys, you're not playing good, which means putting can be, well, putting is obviously difficult.
It's hard to quiet them. I'm sorry to
No,
cut
you're
you
good,
off
yeah.
It's hard to quiet the mind when you know a putt's for bogey. Instead of saying this is for bogey, it's just looking at the putt and putting it for what it is. But Nikko's been able
Air
to do
Spectrum is Prodigy's new line of premium lightweight discs in the mid-range, fairway, and distance driver models.
You can now get beautiful bursts of color no matter your preferred weight.
Bag one today at prodigydisc.com.
Looking at hole 13, par 4, 555 feet. Mandatory tree right here on the right side, so you can't take it out over the road. Got your choice of a couple gaps, the most popular being straight up the middle where the drone flew, power backhand. Elite distance throwers certainly start thinking about a 2 opportunity here. Circle 2 is accessible if you're willing to get out your distance driver and send it.
And we talk about how this hole can be difficult in a headwind, but the direction the wind's blowing today, we are dealing with a tailwind, making this the second easiest hole on the course. Just got to hit this initial gap. And even if you don't, you're still technically in birdie range. If you hit one of these trees, as long as you don't get a bad kick or miss the mandatory somehow, birdie should be in the equation regardless of where your tee shot lands.
Kind of your safe play bailout forehand from Adam. Hit a small gap to start.
And a pretty conservative shot, I feel, for Calvin. This is certainly in his range. Did I say conservative? I meant to say very aggressive shot for Calvin. He just makes it look so easy.
He certainly does. It did not look like he... And look, there's almost no flip up.
What?
It's just a flat, low finishing shot, and he's pin high. I mean...
I was certain that was going to be 100 feet shorter than that.
It's amazing.
Dude, that guy is insanely good. I don't think... My mind can't handle that. That was such a
crazy,
such
right?
an easy looking throw to get 500 feet.
Way more than 500.
Yeah, right. Totally.
No flip. No height.
Wow. Okay. Oh, Adam, that is a mistake of an approach to give himself C1 edge for the birdie.
And a mistake from Proc a little bit. He is on the tailwind side, which is nice.
It's just one you don't want to have to think about the next one. You want to just start preparing yourself for hole 14 after you throw your approach here. Nikko can start doing that, but Calvin, he's got this for eagle. Oh, no, chains left.
So close.
Perfect height. You hardly ever see him miss left or right. Good effort given. Wow. That's a confident stroke there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that didn't really move off course, did it?
No, that was solid. Okay, well, we're going to have a star frame.
A lot of different ways to get there.
And we'll take this moment here to give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, James Conrad. with the only 2 of the day.
I was playing with a big drive, 42 feet short. Nailed it. Fantastic.
Wow.
2 here can go a long way, as you remember the 2020 shortened event, as Colton Montgomery took a 2 on this hole en route to winning his first Disc Golf Pro Tour event.
I threw it in 2 shots.
Yeah, and then another one.
No, I threw 2 shots. Then I had to take a penalty stroke.
You made it. You got a 3 on this hole with it. Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Tell us more.
I threw roller up the middle and went about 100 feet long.
Wow.
Right past the basket.
And then
yeah.
made the
Oh my
putt.
Yeah, and then made
gosh.
the little 35-footer.
That's a sweet story.
Yeah, it was. That's the way my tournament's going. Even when I do good, it's like out of bounds. Hole 14, par 3, 303 feet. Sidearms the play here, but there is a backhand flex shot, as you'll see Proctor lining up. Flipping it up to flat. This is actually going to work. He just needs to do that. Yeah, that's good. You got these big rocks behind it, kind of blocking the deep shot, which is nice.
This will be pretty extreme Anheuser on probably Adam's most overstable fairway. You can see this thing work back around into the circle.
Yep. Yeah, that very last skinny tree really makes a player make a decision off the tee. Am I going to go straight at it? I'm going to try to flex it around. Obviously, Nikko and Adam electing for the flex play. Nikko getting a little bit of travel long, but that's well within his range. Calvin, sharp Anheuser. That can actually get out of bounds. Didn't find its way. No, I think it just barely hung on.
Got a little clap from that guy.
Okay.
He wasn't sure, though. It might have been half in, half out, I'm guessing.
Oh.
Calvin not going to be picking up the birdie here on one of the easier holes, certainly on the back 9. Nikko drives that in. Looking to be going, he's been favoring that spin putt today. One of the few guys that we see that switches it back and forth between the push style and the spin.
Calvin has certainly earned a spot in elite company where when he kind of doesn't get close from 50, I just can't help but go, oh.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like Rick and
Right.
Paul and Calvin now. Or Eagle, where you're kind of like everybody kind of, airballs a 50-footer every once in a while. But there's a couple guys that like it's an eyebrow raiser. And I think he's one of those guys where that putt was strange to me that it wasn't hitting something.
Yeah, especially with the nice wind that he had. Kind of that helping left to right keeps a putt like his on line. 18 unders is the spot right now. That's pretty nice. Calvin one back. Jomez bringing it back to take that lead. We'll tie for the lead. And we got ourselves one of the better holes on the course.
Hey, people can change their mind, all right?
Hole 15, par 3, 558 feet. Tailwind, so it is gettable today. We got out of bounds left, obviously, out of bounds right, and a bunch of stuff in the middle. Miss a couple cowboys in right there.
I guess what makes this one squirrely is that if the wind is going the other direction, this is every bit as hard as any of the other par 4s. Like,
sure.
No, it is.
Sit down.
Yeah, I don't think I mind the actual hole, but the par is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
How about that?
And just the fact that there's 100 feet of space behind this tee pad.
How many twos were there yesterday? None. 0. Look.
Yeah, round 1, 0 in the calm conditions. That was another hole, just like hole 7, a very eagleable. Well, I guess I would call it eagle still because it used to be a par 4. But no birdies in round 1.
And I'm okay with a par 3 just playing hard. That's fine. I like those. 3, 4 twos or something like that. Calvin doesn't care what the par says usually.
Well, I mean, his safe play is the straight, aggressive, fast speed disc.
But when you have people like Calvin and Eagle, well, just Garrett's, and these guys aren't getting the birdie.
Sure.
Then we got problems because I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Highly aggressive
but
players.
These guys are pretty good at that distance.
What if the tee pad was 40 feet up? Make the hole 510.
Yeah, then we'll give it a go because
Now we're playing golf.
Yeah, because then you got 450 and people are making
And you're
60
making
footers.
putts. Yeah, for sure. I like it a lot better in that sort of range.
It's just you don't get it's intimidating too because you got a street on the left with a crowd over there.
Yes.
And I can't help but think that might be a little bit intimidating as far as taking a disc way out left and turning it to get that big distance.
Well, I mean, can you think of another hole? This has got to be the leading hole on tour in terms of spectators drilled by this.
No, and that's
Yeah, no
When you
doubt.
say I can't think of another hole that's
I'm
like,
only laughing because we've basically called how this hole plays the entire hole without calling a single shot because essentially it's kind of boring that these guys just play for par.
oh, it's so boring.
But it's too easy to get the par, like especially with the tailwind. That being said, I'm going to give a shout out real quick if you don't mind to two guys who decided to go for it and got it. And that's Aaron Gossage and Ezra Robinson. And get ready to hear Ezra Robinson's name because I played with him and you're going to hear it again a couple more times. But these guys do what they need to do. They take the par, no risk taken, no
Guys,
reward.
I'm winning. I was unaware.
While you were playing, you didn't know.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, you were winning. You were the first one to 19 under par.
That's kind of cool.
Nate, you might be 37, but you're still 20 in my eyes.
But I act about 34.
and you're gonna need to get to 37 under.
Yeah, you might be right.
No,
you might be right.
Hole 16, par 4, 609 feet, tailwind. I mean, this is another gettable hole. There is a couple more trees they planted. You got the horseshoe pits in the back, which they did do a good upgrade in the this past year, I noticed. James Proctor going with the hyzer. I like this play. Cut the hole in half. Don't be mean.
Okay. That was almost brutal.
One of those, I haven't seen anybody just get got by one of these trees yet. Now, that was almost one of them.
This is the last thing I'll say about 15, as we're already on 16. This hole is 51 feet longer. The fairway is 8 times as wider.
Yeah.
And it's a whole par harder or easier.
Yeah. Give me the raw numbers.
Well, I mean, the easiest hole in the course, 72% birdie.
I just want the raw scoring average. 15 versus 16.
Well, 3.35 versus 3.32.
Those sound the same.
Those sound very, very, very similar. Yes.
Calvin.
And
no. Come on, dude.
Speaking of those little trees, a guy you may have heard of, Paul Macbeth, blew one up and did not make birdie here. So those little trees they
did their job.
They got the beast?
Yeah, they got him.
Oh, wow. Only enough room for one beast at this course.
Yeah, maybe so. Sending a little message.
Good birdie set up there for Nikko. A nice little approach, I'm guessing, from this guy. Yes.
Little dink-dink.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a dink-dink or a bonk-bonk?
It's more of a clunkers.
Clunk-clunk. All right. And a routine star frame coming, I would imagine, as Adam lines up this big putt. Is he getting frisky? No frisky business
It's
here.
like a thud. That's what it is. A thud. Yeah.
You just wonder how many groups go all threes on 15 and 16. It's got to be like half the groups.
I mean, nobody does that on
15, 16, yeah. 15, there's a little bit more variety. You're going to see more fours, obviously, in 15.
Sure. You will certainly see a little bit of scoring separation.
But just like hole 15, there were 2 twos on hole 16. This time it's called an eagle. One of them to Robert Burge. You may remember his name from the playoff loss to Simon Lizotte last year at the Des Moines Challenge. And Ezra Robinson.
Wait a minute.
Back-to-back twos.
Back-to-back for Ezra.
Ezra Robinson, back-to-back twos, 15, 16.
Talk to us about the putt lengths.
Both of them just outside the circle.
Wow.
And it's just like one of those things. He grunted into the shot, but it didn't look crazy. He just got
Something I think is very possible, looking at leaderboards one day and seeing 20 different country flags on the leaderboard.
Montenegro is a small country, but it's a beautiful country.
Having father and his daughters out there and just seeing all the discs in the air flying, that wasn't here 3 days ago.
I really believe that kids our future. Put something, whatever we have as a gift, put that in them, invest in them, go through life with them.
Make sure to check that out. Dropping March 27th. Good look at Paul Macbeth's sailboat at the beginning of that little clip, too.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic
Congratulations to
yacht.
him and his entire team taking care of that big rig.
Yeah, my goodness. But it's a good way to travel if you can do it.
Sure.
Hole 17, par 4, 610 feet. You want to get this one out as long as you can, straight without pushing, obviously, into that boat launch. Is that? It can't be a boat launch. I don't know what that is. There's not enough water.
Yeah.
I've just become fantastically confused about what that's for now that I see it from the air. But anyway, you want to push towards this area. Nice little turnover. This might be actually a little hot.
Oh my gosh. James Proctor.
Wow.
Reaching lands never seen before by backhand. That is just perfect flight, and he's going to have a completely unobstructed 330 to the pin. What a beautiful controlled angle backhand anhyzer for Proctor. Adam getting a bit high here, perhaps. Yes. Want to keep that one just over the top of the hillside. If you get high with those limbs, they tend to smack you right down. I may have missed this, but did you mention how we have turned 180 degrees? Now we are going into a headwind on these final two holes.
We have not mentioned it, but it is a fantastic add to our viewers' experience.
Yes, and as these guys take a hard right turn on the corner here, they are going to be dealing with a pretty sharp left to right crosswind, and Calvin's in a pretty good spot there.
Just in that skip, you can see the wind.
Question for you two. Do you think of this as a birdie hole?
A birdie hole, yes.
Yes.
Talk to me after my tee shot. But yes, off the tee, I'm thinking for my game, I think Nate and I's game, our forehand puts us in a good position to get aggressive.
I certainly think of it as an opportunity to take a double as well.
Yeah,
but,
no doubt.
But is my game plan to birdie? Yes.
And I'm wondering if you guys feel the same as Nikko.
This looks good.
Pretty dang good.
Yeah. Give him that bullseye.
I think 3 to 4 years ago, it felt like a harder hole.
Sure.
The game's gotten tougher, man.
You understand what I'm saying? 3 or 4 years ago, you came to this hole and it was like, I could blow it. And it's still kind of an option, but not for these guys. Nobody's going to really blow it.
And these guys, the 400-foot forehand is kind of a stock shot these days.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's my point.
Wow.
With the look at this.
Oh, sit. Okay.
I mean, he's got a remote control on that bad boy. He does whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, who's surprised that it sat down, rolling towards the water?
Probably him in the moment.
Yeah,
there it goes.
That's a great call.
And Proctor with the perfect tee shot. Now he is left with 50 feet for birdie, and that is going to be a lost shot.
But my point is 4 years ago, this is a big putt here for Adam. That's right at that testy range. Give it to him. His putts look good all day.
He's looking really solid.
Big sledge, baby.
But it's crazy how good everybody's gotten through the years. Like we're seeing 13, 14 under. Macbeth shot the 18 under.
Yeah. Well, it's the same score now.
It's the same score.
Yeah, because the par is 4 shots harder now than that.
Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody shoot it. I mean, I'd be surprised to be like, wow, what an amazing round.
Yes.
But I could still see it, which is pretty crazy.
That is sweet.
These guys are good. That's what I'm saying. These guys are good. Everybody's good. This hole's kind of soft now.
Oh, God, yeah. 17's so soft.
Well, did you see Jared? Was his name Jared?
Yeah, Jared. Yeah, he's...
Stoll?
Jared Stoll, yeah. He
does it every year. I am not surprised.
He's only got it once, actually.
I know. But
he gives himself looks every year. He does the tomahawk. He's got that big baseball arm.
Find that video. It's on Instagram for sure, on Disc Golf Pro Tour. He put it circle 1 from the tee.
Yeah. Wow. And it's sick to watch it in flight because he said that it's only 380 from tee to pin as he's measured it through Google Earth. Other people have said 410 feet, but I mean, to have that kind of power going that steep angle high up and into the headwind, mind you.
I saw the video on Instagram
pretty incredible.
And it said, into circle 1, and his comment was, I'll be the first to say I missed the putt.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Poor guy, but an incredible shot.
Adam putting this high, wide on the daunting par 3 18th and keeping it inbounds into the headwind. That's going to net himself probably a layup. I mean, as confident as he's putting, we've already seen him lay up a couple putts. I don't see him running that one, but man, great round for Adam, getting to 20 under par.
Yeah, 20 is a nice spot.
That's a great spot.
I don't think he needs to push right now. We'll see what he thinks.
Pretty good. Needs to come back.
Could it be too far? No, it's looking good.
Yeah.
If we're going to shout out Jared, then I got to say, played with one of the Wolf brothers who threw it out of bounds deep and made the circle 3.
Wow.
That's a super impressive
Jake?
take.
Was it Jake? Or? Cool. I got to work on my tomahawk.
It's the thumber of the future, Nate.
Low laser straightening, but
We'll call it 4 great shots off the tee.
Yeah,
I mean,
perfect.
yeah, getting across safe, wonderful. Not a single person is going to be upset with a 3 on 18.
Good
Good
little
shot.
upshot, yeah. Good control. I think it's got to be very overstable.
It looks like it.
Look at that. As confident as James is, even from a solid angle with that righty spin. Yeah, look at this. These guys couldn't be laying up faster.
This is not one you want to mess with.
Yeah, look at that. All in one shot. When do we see that ever in Jomez, that we can just cut
Easy on
0
the camera.
times?
Easy
Yeah.
on the cameraman.
Absolutely zero guesswork for these guys, as they're going to be happy to take their 3s. And while we're mentioning Jared Stoll's name, let's just go ahead and say, yes, he might have missed the putt on 17, but he didn't on 18, knocking down the 27-footer to finish the round. He was one of 2 birdies on the card. And can you guess who the other one was, Nate?
Give me Ezra Robinson for 500.
Ezra Robinson for 500 is right, Nate.
That's
the guy goes
insane.
215, 216. He bogeys 17, but finishes his round 3 under through the last 4 with a bogey as he birdies the 18th. One of 2 guys to get a 2 on those 3 holes, and he was the one consistent. If I would have told you that an Ezra was getting a 2 on all those holes, you might have said a different Ezra.
That's amazing.
But it was insane to watch. A super solid finish for him. But
What did he shoot? 18 under?
He shot 7 under. He shot 7 under. He had a little bit of a struggles on the front 9 and just pulled it together with just an insanely good, impressive back 9. And look at all that green we see from our league card here on the back 9. Only 4 bogeys on the round.
Hamas comes in, 1-shot lead for tomorrow over Proctor and Heimburg. Orem at 18 tied with that entire second card. So 5-way tie. 8 players within 2 shots of the lead. When's the last time we could say that?
I think never, Nate. Stat Mando says this is the closest a tournament has ever been at this point. 1 round to go, and really so many names of different people that can win. Chase card win is very possible. A 3rd card win is possible. There's all sorts of scenarios that are going to play out in this final round. Can't wait to see it all unfold here on Jomez.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming up to us and asking for our autographs and telling us how much you like the coverage. We appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys. And we got 1 round left from Waco, Texas. We will see you there.
Peace.
See you on the flippity floppers.